All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is NES Open Golf. For those who don't know, probably one of the better golf games up until the Mario Golf and Hot Shot series came into fruition. It's a very technical game, and we'll try to cover some of the general technical rules of the game. That's not a good start.
First off, you'll notice
Go ahead.
we just use our driver on the first tee and on the rough because we always just use the driver.
The only time you will see us not use a driver is if we are in a bunker and we are in a bad situation. So here's an example of a bad shot. I am in deep rough, which means this shot's not going to travel as far as I want it to, and the game may take extra. As you see, I hit that for a full 286 yards on the distance. I got 130. So for racing, you probably want to stay out of the rough. But if you're actually going for speed run to get as low as possible, you want to be in the rough because the ball stops quicker. Mm-hmm. How did you possibly go that far out into the water?
I hooked a tee shot.
We have to go fishing afterwards. You don't do it during the round, man. So some of the holes, there's no choice. The fastest way you want to do it is just go in the deep rough. And hey, hit a tree, you get to hit the ball quicker. So, you know, that's a good strategy if you can do it. However, being in the deep rough means it took extra on me, meaning I'm short of the pin. And short of the green for that matter.
The game's very RNG based, mostly on the wind conditions and on the pin placement.
And what you get out of the rough.
Mm-hmm.
It can make for a real disaster on some rounds. But sometimes it'll wall work out and you'll just feel Jim Dandy.
Like right now I have both 8-mile-an-hour winds in my face and the heavy rough, so I had to hit that full power just to get it onto the green. And luckily the rough didn't take all of it, so I made it okay.
The slopes in the green are always the same. The only thing that changes on the green is the placement of the pin. There's typically 4 pin placements. And depending where the pin is, it might change how we approach shots. And I got an unfortunate bounce. I am now in a bunker. However, I should be far enough back. I can now use a wood and get out. I'm just hoping this will fly. No. Bunker to bunker, that is not good. So now I have to go with the wedge. I can't get enough lift with the wood to get this out. So now I'm just going to try to fight this to a spot where it stays on. Oh, the backspin saved me from a real disaster there, thankfully.
Yeah.
Neither of us has had a particularly good start so far. So there's a hole where if you get bad wind, you can't hit over this river, which can really affect your second shot. You pretty much have to lay up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, both of us are in fine shape here. His wind is only so-so. But good enough he should be able to get across here if he hits it right.
Yeah, I didn't get all the shots, so that's probably going to go in the water. Which is not bad because you're going for speed here, so.
Yeah, I mean, going in the water costs you a stroke, but it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme. In fact, sometimes going in the water can be faster. Yeah. It all depends on the hole.
If you hit left or right on the accuracy, does that change the distance of the shot by much?
The distance of the shot will only change in that the ball will bend. If you're to the right side of the white line, you'll get a hook. And if you're to the left side, you'll get a slice. The further you are to the side, the more severe of a hook or slice you'll get. And sometimes you will play intentional hooks or slices, usually to fight the effects of the wind. But sometimes you can also use it to extend the distance of the shot if you play with the wind. As an example, I slice the ball with the wind to get extra distance there.
Mm-hmm. My shot, the wind's blowing the other way, so it really cut the wind down and I went out of bounds.
This is a disaster. I hit a super shot. That gets extra distance. If this goes out of bounds, I'm going all the way back. The out of bounds is that dotted area that I almost landed in. So thankfully I didn't, and now I'm just trying to get this on quickly so I can make a quick putt. Did you go out of bounds?
Yeah, the wind, yeah, I didn't get full power and the wind cut the ball speed down.
Has anyone ever seen that South Park episode where Jimmy and Timmy are fighting each other? What you're seeing right now is not the best example of play. This is pretty much a cripple fight, what's going on right now. Who can screw this up more at the moment? But there's a lot more to go, so one of us will eventually settle down and probably start playing better.
Not to mention, this is probably the hardest course of all the 3 we're going to play.
It is the worst with the RNG. There's 2 holes coming up that we haven't even reached yet that are going to be, if the wind's good, we can get on in 2. If the wind's bad, we're going to have to get on in 3. Just, they're long holes, and you need to have the wind on your side.
Is there any time where you need to hit a super shot to get over a hazard?
Again, it depends on the wind. Sometimes, if you hit a super shot, you get that extra distance, you might be able to fight a headwind and get in a situation where you're going to be happy and get it just over some water. Unfortunately, I did a low chip on that, a low trajectory on that chip, which means the ball rolls extra, and the arrows pushed it by, so it cost me a bit of time. It's a calculated risk. You can get the ball in faster, but it can also cost you time if you miss. Now, this putt coming up here, Killerapp, you want to describe what you're going to try to do with it?
Yeah, the arrows are pointing straight down, so you have to really curve it to the left.
And it looks like you made it.
I got it perfectly right there.
And now here I have wind at my back.
Those are some of the hardest greens to make because the dark arrows, they take more curve than the white arrows.
So here's the first one where you want really good wind. This wind is not good for the first shot, so I'm going to really aim it over here and let the wind push it back.
I'm looking for Joseph Bowman.
And I'm hoping that I can get the next shot on using this wind to my advantage because it's pushing towards the hole. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I'm so far back, I don't think I can get this on from here. Oh, but 2 supers, I have a chance. This might sneak on the front. Big bounce and I'm on. Big bounce and I'm on. All right, not bad.
My first shot is pretty decent, but the wind for the second shot is about terrible. It's going to knock the ball straight down.
Yeah, he really has no shot at the green here, unfortunately. I used just enough to sneak on. But the putt was so long and I had such a nasty slope, it was a very difficult putt to make.
I hit about almost a super shot and it still cut it down way short.
The good news is he's got a good line here against the wind, so the chip should be fairly straight.
Ooh, rough took none of that, so it went flying.
Uh-oh. Overhit it, and the wind didn't cut it down like I expected, so I flew over the far side. However, made the chip save. If you're going to miss the green, you've got to make those. Yeah. And I got bad wind here, so I'm going to have to lay up. I can't try to go over the out of bounds here. It's too dangerous. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to end up in the rough, so I'm now depending on the luck of the draw here to get this on. I'm going to expect it to take extra, and it didn't. So I might be in the bunker. Oh, I avoided it. That was very fortunate.
Here I got decent wind, so I'm going to try and hit it over this out of bounds area. It looks like I'm going to do that.
He should be fine. That wind's a little tough,
right
but he hooked
tree,
it.
But the tree should not be in play here.
And I got bad wind here, so I'm going to have to lay up on this side. I'm just trying to hit a decent shot, about 80% distance, slice a little to fight that wind, get it to stop quickly so I can hit my next shot as soon as possible.
Not being kind to me right now.
No, I don't think anything's been particularly kind to us so far. So here I'm hitting a little harder than I would normally. I'm expecting the wind to cut this down, and it has. And unfortunately, I got a close-up, so that cost me some time. If you're going to get a close-up, you want that ball to go in. Unless the ball is going at the hole really fast and it's going to slow it down for you. The close-up in this game can be good or bad. And this should be okay with this wind. Yeah, I guess that's all right. That's easily the hardest par 3 on this course.
Yeah, it's not even close.
And the practice rounds for Killerapp, he's been getting 9 miles per hour in the face, which is the worst wind. So we'll see what he gets here on his tee shot. Hopefully he's get better luck than he did in practice earlier today. Yeah. Still pretty bad.
Still bad RNG. Yeah.
I'm hoping this gets a close-up. Nope. See, that's an example of a close-up might have saved the ball and kept it on the green.
Wow, it still made the green, though.
Well, that's a good shot. Anything that's on that hole, honestly, is a fine shot.
But the arrows didn't take it.
All right. Here comes 18. This is the next one where if you want neutral wind or better. This is mostly neutral. I can work with this. It's a little helpful for the second shot. However, I'm hoping this is going to stay in the fairway. No, I'm in the rough, so I cannot make the green. That's a big mistake. So if Killerapp gets good wind or neutral wind on 18, he will have a chance to make up some time here.
A stick, and it did.
So I'm just playing an intentional slice to knock it over here. Just keep it short of the pond, set up an easier next shot.
Need some good RNG here. And I got some, so.
This has a small chance of getting in. Ah, a little more hook and that would have dunked right in the hole.
Oh,
okay.
Crap.
So
I
as soon
sliced
as...
the ball, so.
Oh, you had good
I'm
wind
having
too.
bad luck too, yeah.
So once we finish 18, as soon as the ball goes in, we're allowed to reset and we move on to the next course, which is Japan. This course of the individual courses currently has the worst time of all the individual world records, but it's also one of the meanest for making shots from distance. And the previous course, by the way, of those who follow Big John, Game J06, he has the world record on that in 8:41. The world record holder on this course is myself with an 8:48, but that'll be beaten at some point once Killerapp decides to start grinding, because he's coming for my times.
I'm decent at the course. I just have one or two mix-ups that cost rounds. But.
All right. This wind is really unfortunate, so I'm going to play an intentional hook here and just knock it over to the fairway and try to set up a second shot that should have an angle on the green. However, it's too close. So this is going to be, I'm going to have to run this on. I'm hoping, actually I overhit that, wow. Thankfully I overhit it enough that it stuck. You can get the ball to stop in place by hitting it about 75 to 80% of the distance of the swing meter. Otherwise the ball's going to bounce and just run. And he got good wind, so he got to go in the rough. That's the preferred way to play this hole. So he's going to now try to fly this close.
RNG is going to be a decider of this shot. And not too bad.
I hit the tree that stopped my ball, which is normally good, but you look at this wind, I'm going to have to hit a super shot to get this across.
Enough curve.
And I missed it. So we're probably in the bunker or maybe the lake, and the lake would be a bigger disaster.
Come on, game.
Or it's going to be a seeing eyeball, and it's going to stop exactly on the edge. That was a break.
Got some more good RNG. I need to play a little bit better and take advantage of it. There's a good tee shot.
Yeah, he got good wind, so he's going to have a very good opportunity to stick this shot close. And I got more bad wind. I am not getting the best wind luck right now.
Hooked the ball.
I intentionally hit a super shot here. I'm hoping the wind is going to cut it down, and of course, it didn't, and it wanted to go for a swim. I am getting so many misreads on these winds, it's absurd. But we made the chip, so we're okay. So that going in the water didn't cost me too badly. This wind, I can actually try something really silly. I'm going to intentionally slice the ball with the wind to knock it way wide here, so I have a good look at the green so that bunker won't be in play. But I'm in deep rough, so it's a risk. I'm just hoping that wind is going to cut this down, and guess what? The rough took nothing and the wind took nothing off of it, so I'm way long. The first break I get with one of these situations will be the first, I believe. He also got wind. If he wanted to, he could go for that, but I believe he's going to be smarter than me and just lay it up onto the fairway.
Yeah, I usually just get it on, barely get it onto the fairway. That way you can stick it anywhere on the green.
All right, so here I am trying to just knock this in
Might
tight.
overhit.
Get in, get in, get in, get in, get in.
Oh,
Get in!
Dang it.
Darn it.
Good shot.
So that it's a good shot, but due to all the time it was on that close-up screen, it cost me time. I would have been better hitting it short of that since it didn't go in. That's the real frustration in this this game. The order it goes is hit a great shot, hit an okay shot, and if you have to, hit a good shot. And that unfortunately was a good shot. So you get punished for actually hitting a good shot.
Yeah.
So it's a game that if you hate yourself, run it. Absolutely. Because for the most part, just bad things are going to happen.
I might have sliced that into the rough. Yep.
Thankfully, I'm making chips to make up for how many greens I'm missing. That's the only good news of what's happening here. Here's another spot where you're going to hit. We're risking out of bounds. We're risking a bunker. And we're trying to get this into the rough so it'll stop. Those trees actually hitting them would have been really good. And I'm in deep rough, so now I'm hoping that the game will cooperate with my guess. This might get on. Nope. It took too much from me. So now I'm hoping to make another chip.
I'm gonna try and hit this over the out of bounds.
Whew, snuck it in the side
Got
door.
a good shot, so it should make it over.
And this is another hole you can risk out of bounds. If you get good wind in particular, I'm just going to hit it short. I might have hit it too short. I'm hoping to make the fairway, but it's
Get
stuck.
over. Good shot. Rough helped me there.
Now I'm hoping the rough takes a little extra. And it took a little bit, so at least I'm on the green. So for those keeping score at home, that's about 1 out of about, I think, 11 of guessing the rough right.
That might be in the sand. I don't think I hit it hard enough. Well,
You're
yes,
good.
Barely.
Now he's got to play the rough roulette wheel here, and hopefully he's going to get luck, and it's going to allow him to stick it close.
Nope. Took everything.
Of course it did.
Is there a certain range of like percentages that it will take off of a shot?
The rough will take about 20% right off the top. Oh, darn it, I mismenued here. The rough itself, the shallow rough, can take about another 20%. The deep rough can take an extra like 40% on top of the regular 20 it already steals from you.
And like any value in between?
Yeah, so it isn't just like a set for those 3. It could be like 25%. It could be 40%. It could be 36%. You have no idea.
Because on Mario Golf from the Game Boy Color, I think it isn't always a set value.
Yeah, it's
And
like 87 to 91 or something like that. But you don't see it in this game, so you just gotta guess.
It's much easier to play in that regard.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but that game's also, what, 15 years younger than this one.
Yeah.
Oh, game, you are just not giving me a break. That's an example of the rough taking the minimum amount.
Yeah. It's just so hard to guesstimate when conditions are always different.
And that's why when you get a really good run and you break like 9 minutes on a course, it's such a good feeling.
A little too much hook on that shot.
So here I aimed fairly far left, but I sliced it, so now I'm risking the rough. I should be okay, because if we're in the rough here with that wind, I would not be able to get on.
Yeah, and I got bad RNG, so I'm gonna try and catch this corner of the fairway. Nope.
All right, I've overhit this a little. This is going to be a very difficult putt. But we got it.
Hopefully that'll curve. No, not enough.
Do not go in the bunker. You went in the bunker.
Yeah.
Darn
Well,
it.
I should be able to get this out though.
Here I'm hoping it sticks, but no,
Ooh,
it was
almost
right
hit that
between,
one.
and I'm off probably. Yep. So in this game, pretty much if you're off the green at all,
Are you kidding me?
the hitbox will determine that you have you're off the green. Sometimes the hitboxes extend off the green, and there's also the rare instance where you'll be on the fringe, where the hitbox should say, "Yep, you're on the green." It'll be like, "Ha sucker!" Start
Right.
chipping. You don't want that.
That was a good shot.
I underhit this on purpose. I did not want to go in the bunker. I used the out of bounds, which I believe is made out of concrete, given the bounce you get most of the time from it. And here I'm playing a mid-trajectory to try to run this in, and we dunked it, so we got an eagle.
Nice shot.
Thank you. A little slow, but hey, considering what's been going on, we
Yeah.
will take that.
I've come
So-
close a couple times, but
On this hole here, typically I'd hit in the rough like this. I was actually trying to get on the fairway, but I sliced it. So now I'm in shallow rough, so I'm going to assume that it's not going to take any extra, and I can just hit this on like so. And it did, and it stuck.
wind.
Wow, that's like 3 or 4 shots I strung together. People must be confused at home.
Right. Yeah, even I'm not playing that bad right now.
All right, and this is going to be off to the
Oh, get on the
side.
green.
If it stays, this is going to be tough. That slope I'm about to putt into is very strong,
Hit it
so you have to hit it a little harder than you'd expect. You got to fight those arrows to get it across. And if you underhit that one and it rolls by, with that slope being so strong, that ball could have rolled all the way to the fridge. The order of the arrows is the big arrows, the dark arrows, then the yellow arrows of the big style, and then it goes to it alternates back and forth between the black and yellow. I'll try to give an example of the second strongest. I probably should have gone fast with that shot due to that wind being so harsh, because it just pushed the ball enough that I came up short, and since I hit it pretty close to full, it just hit the rough and stuck. As some people would say, it hit a piece of gum and just stuck there. All right, this is the longest hole in the game. Technically, hole 12 in the US is longer, but what you see in the sign is the longest here because it's straight up. If I hit a super shot, I might get this on the green. Well, we have a shot. Let's see. Yes, this should get on.
I didn't get very good RNG.
So if I make this putt, it'll be in good shape. All right, so I'm on to the last course now. This is the UK course. I also am the world record holder in this.
Of course, it goes in.
This particular course is considered the easiest, and it does have the lowest time. The record is 8:37, and it was a 24 under, to give you an idea of how well you have to shoot on this course. And honestly, I probably should have been 26 under, but I messed up on 2 of the par 5s, which cost me great time. Did you make the chip from the bunker?
Yeah, no, from the second shot.
From the second shot, okay.
After the bunker.
Does any course have a time where it's like you need to get a hole in one or otherwise you reset?
Not really. Holes in one actually kind of cost you a bit of time. They save you time on the hole you get the hole in one on, but there's an extra screen transition which will cost you time on the next hole. So even though you get a hole in one, it doesn't save you as much time as you'd expect. Now, it depends on the type of hole in one. If you hit it and it bounces 3 times and it rolls and it takes forever to get in, that's not a great time saver. But if you hit the ball really strong,
the ball.
If you hit one and it just slams in the hole on the fly, that is a huge time saver because it doesn't. The close up takes like a second and it's in and you're on.
Kirby's Dream Course is the same way, where you want to hit it beside the hole and then in pretty much all the time, just because of the
extra transition you get.
Thing.
Yes, I believe I have seen that in some of the runs I have looked at. All right, so I've got a strong wind. Ooh, they went up to 9, so I'm going to have to hit this very hard here.
Can wind change during a hole?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
It can shift big time. It went from 6 to 9, and you see, even though I hit it full, the wind just shoved that thing away. So if I would have hit a super shot, it probably would have been right at the hole. Get in. Thank you. A little slow, but it's in.
Yeah, I got pretty decent RNG here.
I got horrible wind here.
Hopefully the game wants me to get back in it. I don't know, though.
I'm just hoping this gets on the green with that type of wind here, and this putt is going to be very difficult.
So I can slow shot this shot.
But we got it. As you can see, you had to aim pretty far left to have a shot at that one with those strong arrows. Those were the second strongest arrows in the game, those really large ones. Technically the third, since they were yellow, actually. The dark arrows would have been stronger. And then after that, it's the regular shaped ones that most of the holes have. You don't deal with too many overpowering slopes in this game. Now that said, if any of you have ever played the Japanese version of this game, the arrows are stronger and you face a lot more of the strong arrows. And the wind also affects you more. So, you know, if you play this game and think, you know, this game's not punishing enough, I want it to be more difficult, you should play the Japanese version. It has more courses and it has a score limit to also force you to shoot well, or you will actually be booted off the course in shame.
Is there any like separate categories you do for that, or do you just not bother because it's...
No one, technically there's nothing on speedrun for it. I know Big John has done some runs and has, I believe, some splits. I've never actually played it, so I can't really comment on it. In? Now that, hitting the pin like that can, again, depends on the situation. That didn't affect me too much. Oh, I overhit it. That is a mistake.
Need a bounce.
Probably should have gone to the medium for that putt, but it only costs a couple seconds when you hop the hole, so it's not the end of the world. Better than missing, that's for sure. So here we like to play it short, so we can take the next shot and fly it in and stick it. It gets the shot off faster to do it this way. Unfortunately, I underhit this and hooked it, so unless the wind's really pushing this, I got very lucky. I should not have got on.
Yeah, I didn't deserve that water bounce right there.
Did you get a water bounce on?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Well, it didn't go on. But
So that water bounce that Killerapp just had, that is random. There's no way to control that. And when it happens, you can be really happy. And if you go to his channel on Twitch, he has a highlight where he made an albatross doing a water skip.
Yeah.
It is the randomest
water,
thing.
It went directly and like rolled right into the hole.
And once again, the only reason I'm ahead of him is I'm making my chips. That is literally the only reason. I'm missing so many greens right now. And this is aimed at, I should be okay. We'll see what bounce I get. If this goes right, I could be in trouble, but it's going to stop, so I have a shot at the green. Because if you look up here, there's a big creek I got to hit across, and there's no bounce in this one on. But I underhit it. I'm hoping the wind won't affect it. Come on, ball. Go, 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 go. Oof. Well, you want to go in? Come on, let's go in. That would have been nice. That would have been an albatross. That's a 3 under. That is more rare than a hole-in-one in this game, believe it or not. It is so difficult to make that shot. This has a chance of getting on the green. Depends if I get a fairway bounce and if I get a big bounce. Unfortunately, it's going to hit the rough, so it's just going to die on the vine. That is too bad. But I have a good shot to chip this in. But the rough took extra. So instead, I didn't get it over far enough to let the slope carry that home. Now this wind here is going to push Killerapp a little, so he's got to be careful. Or maybe I'm lying just to confuse him. No, that should push him, but he hit a super.
Yeah.
Was it medium?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be okay. Now this is an example of the worst hole placement you can get. Nice putt.
Thanks.
This is going to cut my shot down a little bit. So I'm going to play a hook and a little extra distance and hope that it settles down nicely. Very nice. That worked perfectly. But if I had been on the left side of the fairway there, that wind would have pushed me, meaning I had to hit it less than I did. All right. This is good hole placement. This is good RNG. I can hit this ball. I'm actually going to I say decided, but I'm like, let's go for a hole-in-one. Just missed it. The slice, if I would have hit that straight, that would have gone right in the hole. But the slice kept it away. All right, so this is bad RNG. I'm not getting to the green in 2. Even if I hit 2 super shots, I was not getting on from here. This wind is the worst wind, by far. And I'm in the rough too, just to make sure I have no chance. I'm like, it's not hard enough. Let's take more distance off the next shot. And that is going to end up in the other rough, probably.
Just barely got on there.
Of course it did. All right. Now I'm in a no man's land for distance, so I'm going to try running this up. Big bounce, and I'm okay. I got away with it. So we'll see if Killerapp gets good wind. Oh, just missed the dunk there. Hey, guess what? I got 9 miles per hour in the face. This is known as Brisulph wind. I always get the worst wind on this hole. On my world record run, or previous world record run of this, which was an 842, I got here and got that exact wind. And it costs you so much time. Because if you get good wind on this hole, you can make the green.
9 is the strongest in the game, right?
It is indeed the strongest in the game. And then I underhit this, so now I'm going to have to chip from really close with bad wind. This is not ideal. Hit the hole. Ah.
Ooh.
Now, did you get decent enough wind to make it in 2, Killerapp?
Nope.
Now, he also got the wind that
I
fights
might get
him.
a bounce here, though.
Did you topspin? Now,
Wow.
He topspin.
Oh my God.
Get in.
Go
Get
in.
in. Get in. Get in. Get in. Ah, all right. Nice shot.
Thank you. That was crazy.
So apparently I'm a liar. That wind you can get on into. And even better, guys, you can make it into.
Shows what you know.
Shows what I know. Which is this is going to go off the back probably. You gonna let me putt it though? That is a fortunate break. The hitbox extends off the back there. So here's another one where you want to get 9 in the face. Thank you, game. Thank you so much. This is the wind you don't want.
Yeah, sounds like the one I had earlier in practice.
He had a run
UK was
earlier on the UK course earlier. There's 18 holes. He got the worst wind you could get on 14 of the holes. It's a total statistical anomaly that happened to him. It should be impossible. And I might get lucky and get on in 2 despite that wind. Let me putt it. Wow.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I'm going to get a slow roll here because I hit it just light enough. Trickle, 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 trickle,
Yeah.
trickle, trickle.
That's probably the worst thing in the game. The most annoying part.
That cost me at least 5 seconds, if not more. That was really, really unfortunate. One more tick, I probably would have lost about 2 or 3 less seconds. And here's an example of, oh, okay. I thought that was going to come up short. I had just enough to get that on. He got okay wind. He should definitely get on here. I didn't see his shot, but he should be in fine shape.
Topspin, so
Oh, no. He hit the green on the fly. Now, if you have topspin on, or you hit a low trajectory shot, and you hit the green, your ball is going to take off. Nice chip. He's trying to put pressure on me here.
Nah.
You never know. Nerves are a thing, my friend, as evidenced by the U.S. course.
Yeah.
How about we just dunk this to finish? How about we dunk this to finish?
Nice.
Time.
Congrats.
Time.
29:52.
That is a very not great time.
Like
We
for
were,
like a single segment sort of deal.
I mean, ideally we should be 29 minutes or under for an average showing on this, but we both had such a, what's the word I'm looking for? Craptacular U.S. course that it did not work out for us.
Americans might not know what that means, but I believe that is in the Canadian dictionary.
It was a bit of a dog's breakfast. How about that? That work for you?
Another way to look at it, though, is that this is an excellent showing because you guys handled an absolutely wretched RNG very well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he made an albatross with wind. He had no right.
Yeah.
No right dropping an albatross with.
Make the green. No, not even make the green.
30:32. Yeah, 30:32 for the.
For Killerapp. All right. Well, yeah. Well, we did have. There was a tournament back in January, and we got to the finals. I was on the winners bracket, and this fine gentleman came from the loser side and beat me twice. So, I feel a little bit of redemption.
Yeah.
But, man, that was tough.
I was like the smiley faces they use for the cards.
And check out actually one of the rarest sites. If you look at hole 13 for Killerapp, you'll see an A for albatross.
Yep.
You don't even get a 1 for a hole-in-one in this. It just shows an eagle. That's the rarest one right there. All right, like that's it. So thank you very much.
NES Open Golf.
Okay.